are now watching the Leaping Lemur.
And probably go to Allegiant Stadium. I want to see a Raiders game at Allegiant Stadium. A trip to California, that's what I need to go see the famous grave sites and stuff. I need to get my life situated so I can tell my friends.
The famous grave sites? What is she talking about? Can somebody explain to me what she means, the famous grave sites? Talking about like what, the burial sites of famous people or something? Is that something that people go and see? Like, is that like, oh yeah, I want to go see dead people? Tophiachu decided that she was going to go live again, even though like in the last stream, I was just saying it's a good thing that she isn't going live. And, you know, like I actually said that, you know, yeah, hey, that's good. It's good that Tophiachu isn't going live. It could be good for her mental health. And then like right after that, she pulls up with another live stream. So it's pretty crazy. I haven't watched shit from it. It was on the 24th.
Who's going to take me to the bar? Let's go somewhere. Let's go drink. I haven't had a drink in a week.
What is she talking about? No. All right. First off, we already start off great. And I think my cats are fucking breaking shit outside my room. We start off great, right? With Tophiachu fucking talking about drinking, just like Nova. Like, I don't know what's the locale's fascination with drinking, but for some reason she wants somebody to take her to the bar. Like she's like dry begging for somebody to take her to the bar. And she's explaining that she hasn't had a drink in a week. Like that's how we start off fresh, you know, new live stream. She's like, oh, somebody take me to the bar. Somebody buy me drinks. Come on, bro. Like, are you serious?
Drink a lot, guys. I just recently started drinking because the people I hang out with, they're like, oh, let's go get a drink. I'm like, okay, sure. You know, it's not like a everyday thing, but I don't got money to drink, so I wish I was taking a trip somewhere, go to Vegas on vacation and go see the Sphere and probably go to Allegiant Stadium.
Hold on, let me rewind real quick because I left for like a second to make sure my cats didn't break anything. And I want to make sure I didn't miss anything good because right when I come back, she's talking about stadiums. Is she talking about going to like a game, a Raiders game? With what money? With the GoFundMe money? Hold on, I gotta listen to this. I gotta hear this.
Let's go to the bar. Okay, let's go. I'm just kidding. I'll go. Who wants to go drink? Let's go drink. I'm just kidding. I realized I don't like beer. Just kidding. Beer is gross. Why do you guys drink that? It tastes watered down and it doesn't taste good.
Yeah, that's one thing we can agree on right there is beer isn't good. I really don't fuck with beer.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, free samples. Who's gonna take me to the bar? Let's go somewhere. Let's go drink. I haven't had a drink in a week.
Hold on, I'm gonna put, she's like a little slow here. And I mean like speed wise. I'm not talking about, you know, I'm not making fun of her mental strengths or anything like that. Don't worry, YouTube. I'm just saying she's talking a little slow, you know?
I don't drink a lot, guys. I just recently started drinking because the people I hang out with, they're like, oh, let's go get a drink. I'm like, okay, sure.
All right, sounds like Tophiachu's got some new friends, some new alcoholic friends. That's interesting. That's interesting news.
It's not like a everyday thing, but I don't got money to drink, so I wish I was taking a trip somewhere.
What was that, fucking jet
go
airplane?
to Vegas
just fly right past
on vacation and go see the Sphere.
All right, so now she's backtracking. She must have read in the comments, somebody must have called her out or something because she's like completely backtracking and saying that she doesn't have any money. She's like, oh yeah, but I don't have any money for all that. And it's like, well, it sounds like you were just planning it right now.
And probably go to Allegiant Stadium. I want to see a Raiders game at Allegiant Stadium. A trip to California, that's what I need to go see the famous grave sites and stuff. I need to get my life situated so I can
the famous grave sites? What is she talking about? Can somebody explain to me what she means, the famous grave sites? Talking about like what, the burial sites of famous people or something? Is that something that people go and see? Like, is that like, oh yeah, I want to go see dead people? I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it too much, but it just seems a little weird.
Let's go somewhere. So let's take a vacation. Once we get situated, obviously, but I need a vacation. But I can't, like, I could think about it, but I can't do that.
she needs a vacation. I don't want to be this guy. Listen, hasn't she been on vacation? Like technically, right? I mean, she has no job. People have been taking care of her. She's had funds, right? Like people have been buying her food. They've been buying her housing. Of course, don't get me wrong. What happened to her was traumatic. And I'm not saying like that portion of it was a vacation at all. But what I'm saying is like now, wouldn't you say that she's on vacation? Like how else would you explain this?
People keep saying like, why don't you move out of, I can't. My mom won't move out of state. How am I going to take a vacation? I'm gonna hitchhike to California. I'm gonna just up and leave people and hitchhike and go be like, someone help. I'm sure someone would pick me up. Probably end up on Dateline, you know, the murder. Yeah.
What kind of, is that a joke? Is she serious? Somebody would pick her up and she would end up on Dateline. First off, listen, nobody's picking you up. I'm just gonna say it before anybody else does. I'm gonna say what everybody else is thinking. Nobody's gonna pick you up, right? Nobody's driving around. Nobody's like, oh yeah, look at that one. That's the one I want to pick. Nah. Chill out with that. Why is that your fantasy in your head? You're gonna be picked up and end up on Dateline NBC? I don't know, man. What the fuck are you talking about here? This is getting a little weird here. Why are we talking about this? Why are we thinking about this, Toph? What does this truly mean?
I'm just joking. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. What is that? Like good morning. Good morning. The sun is shining or something like that.
It's good morning. Good morning. It's a Family Guy fucking clip. Nothing could be grander than to be Louisiana in the morning. And then Stewie comes out and he's like, aw. Good morning
to you. Thank you. Look at the...
She's like totally butchering the song.
Anyways, I got this for $1 at, it was a...
Yeah, I could have guessed it was for $1, man. I didn't really think it was an expensive ring there, Tophia. I hate to break it to you.
Car show thing, but they had like
I wasn't really thinking it was that expensive, you know. I was looking at that ring and being like, whoa, where did Tophia get this $1 million ring from? With precious gems inside. It's like, nah.
Where am I? We outside, because where I'm at, I can't go live over there, so I had to go live.
It looks like some shit that you would get out of like one of those fucking dispensers for a quarter. You know what I mean? Like you put a quarter in it and then you turn the little knob and then it pops out like a little ring. I'm like 100% sure I've seen that same design in one of those.
Over here. Yo no soy marinero. Yo no soy marinero. Soy capitán. Capitán, soy capitán. I know people missing you.
I'm glad I put it on 1.25 speed because this is just really going along slow as it is. Like even at 1.25, she's just sitting there singing music. Like, god damn. I mean, it's definitely more interesting than a Nova live stream, which we'll look at later. Nova's been just doing bullshit. Like he's not doing his TikTok live streams anymore. He's doing his gaming live streams and they're boring as fuck. I mean, they're even more boring than his webcam live streams because half the time he's sitting there like, you know, sucking at this game, trying his hardest to be like the best that he can, basically, right? And he's focusing too much on the game, not enough on chat. Like he's just not reacting at all, and he's just basically sitting there and saying nothing the whole time. Whereas at least Tophiachu is giving us some content, but it's just not the right time. Like it's just not the right time for this. She should not be on live stream right now at all. I've been saying this, but people didn't listen to me. They thought that it was like a healthy I don't know what the fuck is wrong with my voice. Holy shit, that was a crazy voice crack. But they thought that it was like a healthy coping mechanism to go on the internet after, you know, after one of your family members passed away, your sibling. You know, I just don't think that that's a healthy coping mechanism, and I feel like we should all be able to agree with that, right?
And then I have no money left. I look scary. I have a phone bill. What do you mean, what bill? Time when it came on. Oh, thank you. I'm not at a park. Why? No one mentioned kids, so if you're saying stalking kids, that's weird. Why did you bring up kids? We're not even talking about kids.
Why do you focus on that? You're getting like one guy, dude. There's like one dude in the chat that just said that shit to you, and you're paying attention to that one dude so hard. Like you're focusing on his comment about you stalking children. It just really goes to show what the fuck's wrong with you. Why would you even focus on that comment? Just disregard it if you think it's so ridiculous. Just be like, all right, whatever, dude, and disregard it. I mean, come on, man. What do you mean? Why are you even giving that the time of day if you think it's so out of the realm of reality, right?
I'm not even at a park. Thank you. My mom's doing great. It doesn't even look like she was shot, so.
What?
Yes.
I don't like that. Listen, it's her trauma and everything, and she can process it however she wants, but I don't know about that comment. She doesn't look like she was even shot. Something about that, the way she delivered that, seemed a little dark. I don't know if it's just me, but the tone of that just gave me weird. It just gave me weird vibes. I don't really care how she looks. Not to be like mean, but like that's not really my concern. That's what I mean. It's not that I don't care how she looks. It's that that's not my main concern. That's a way better way to put it. Like I'm not really thinking like, oh, does she look okay? I'm thinking like, is she okay? That's not my main concern. It wouldn't be my main concern is like, oh, does she look like she was shot? It's like, I would assume she would look like she was shot. Is she okay?
No kids. We're not even talking about kids. I'm not even at a park. Thank you. My mom's doing great. It doesn't even look like she was shot, so. Yes, while GoFundMe is holding on to the money and it keeps going down and I don't know what's going on. Apparently, apparently the whole thing with GoFundMe.
What's happening is that people are refunding their money. That's exactly what's happening, Tophia. People are now refunding their money. So you're seeing the shit go down. That's what's going on.
Really,
thank you, Frankie, for becoming a member of the pack. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, brother. Shout out to Frankie. But yeah, as I was saying, that's why the goal is going down. It's because the more you talk, the worse it's getting. That's what I was trying to explain in my last live stream too. It's like the more she talks, the worse it gets, because she says these things that like incriminate her. It makes her look bad, like morally and legally. So people are pulling out of this because they're like, well, you know, I don't want my money tied to this shit. Like I didn't pay for Tophiachu to use my GoFundMe money for lawsuits, especially considering that Donald has already been, you know, cremated and everything like that. Like the money wouldn't be going to his burial. Everybody knows that. Like that's a fact at this point. That's also like a big part of this equation, you know, is the fact that we all know that Donald was never buried. You know, he was cremated. And he's still there, right? I don't think she said she got him yet. I might be wrong on that. Somebody can correct me, but has she said that she has gotten his ashes yet? That's my question.
We gave them like what they needed, the information. Thank you for the gifts. But it's going down and down and down, and I don't know. There's no way to contact them through customer service, and I already have a thing with legal aid, but I need legal help, like to sue them because I need that money. Like that would really help me.
Wait, who's she talking about suing? Is she again saying that she's gonna sue? Like who? I want to know who specifically is she suing and why and how she thinks that that's okay to do. Do you understand that when you make a GoFundMe, you have to specify the stipulations of that GoFundMe? You have to specify where the money's going to. You know what I mean? You can't just say, okay, I'm gonna make a GoFundMe for X reason, right? And then when you get the money, you're like, okay, never mind, guys. I'm gonna use the money to fund my hot air balloon adventure. I want to go on a hot air balloon adventure above the sky with with a bunch of people, right? With like 4 of my friends, right? That's what I want to do. And you know, I'm not going to use it to like you know, maybe my house caught on fire or something like that, right? God forbid. And I'm like doing a GoFundMe for that. I would never do that, right? Like I wouldn't do a GoFundMe anyway. I don't believe in that shit, right? You know, myself personally, like I would donate to charity, but I just don't really want handouts, whatever. That's like a personal thing. That's not really part of the story. But anyway, like assume my house caught on fire, right? This is just a hypothetical. And then I make a GoFundMe. And then I'm like, no. I'm going to fund my hot air balloon adventure. Of course, people are going to pull out of it because that's not what they paid for. They paid for like me to recover my house. You know what I mean? To maybe get a new house or I don't know, like fix the damages if it was fixable. But that's not what's happening here. Like Tophiachu, that's exactly what happened. She said that she was going to use the GoFundMe money to bury Donald and to help with her and her mother. And so far, everything she said that she was going to use the GoFundMe money for is the opposite. Like it's exactly what people don't want her to spend the money on.
I don't know. Ugh. state didn't pay for my brother to be buried. How many times do I have to explain this? Okay, so you need to do your research before speaking. They paid for his service. They paid for his casket. They paid for his cremation.
So, okay, it's a technicality. She's speaking on technical terms. Okay, technically, they didn't pay for my brother to get buried. They paid for him to get cremated. If you look at it like from an outside perspective, you know, if you do a little bit of mental gymnastics, you flip it around, look at it from a different perspective, you know what I mean? You might be able to find out that actually Tophiachu is not at fault, guys. It's not her fault because he didn't get buried. He got cremated. So see, they didn't pay for his burial.
So you need to do your research before speaking. They paid for his service. They paid for his casket. They paid for his cremation. And they also paid for his urn because they only pay up to $6,000. So that and the cards included, which was I have it in my phone case.
Only $6,000. That's a significant amount of money. That's like half the cost that you would need. $6,000. I mean, depending on what you're doing, right? Especially cremation. Cremation is like on the cheaper side. I may be wrong here, but pretty sure cremation is like on the cheaper side. So, you know what I mean? Like it's like probably half, right? 6,000. You would say what you need 12,000. Maybe I'm like undercutting it because I'm nowhere close to passing away, so I have no idea how much money that takes. But it seemed like 12,000 would be like a pretty significant amount, right? Like you can probably bury somebody with that amount of money, especially if they were cremated.
The cards that they give you for the service, that costed too. So all of that combined, including the cremation, was close to $6,000. They do not pay for the burial. We have to pay for that out of pocket. Now, I think I did tell my relatives, you know, because I think they said if we have to pay anything out of pocket, we get reimbursed. But they were like, no, but then I think she did say, yeah, if we have to pay to bury him out of pocket, we get it reimbursed because I was a victim of a crime. And, you know, I don't know.
Okay, yeah, I was absolutely right. It's around 4,000 to about 12,000. It depends, about 4,000 to 12,000. But yeah, obviously there's a lot of factors that go into that, right? Like depending on where you're getting buried, right? The location, your casket, like the size of your casket, the build of it. Like there's a lot of different factors that probably go into that. But like, yeah, here on Google, it says in Albuquerque, New Mexico, it can range from 4,700. It gives me like a weird specific number, but let's just say like 5,000 to 12,000.
Well, why would I pay?
I mean, here, like straight from a funeral, like some kind of funeral website, says the average cost in New Mexico for a funeral traditional burial is $7,000. And she said here that she got $6,000. And this isn't a traditional burial, mind you. He's cremated. I don't know if that like has anything to do with the burial process, but I assume that would make it cheaper, right? Like that's why people do it.
Pay for a casket because we had a service. What do you mean? It's a closed casket service. He was pew-pewed in the head. Do you want people to... I'm not going to have an open casket and have people see him like that. That's why I paid for that, because so that way we can have him there at his service, and then after the service they went and cremated him. Cremated people get buried. My grandmother is buried with my grandfather and they're both cremated. That's the thing that people also need to research too, is that cremated people get buried. People are trying to tell me you can't cremate someone and bury them. Yes, you can. Do your research. Do your research. If you don't know anything.
Yeah, you can definitely do that. And like, yeah, the people that are telling you that that's not possible, they should probably do more research. But that's like besides the point, right? This is all a bunch of bullshit that you're talking about at this point. Not to undermine your tragedy, of course, but like, I'm not saying that part is bullshit. I mean, the explanation of like where the money's going, how you're spending it, why you did what, like why you're saying what you're doing with the money now is the complete opposite of what you initially said you were going to do with the money. It just doesn't make any sense, right? Like that's why people are questioning you on these things. The fact that some people don't understand that you can bury ashes is besides the point. That's totally besides the point here. That's not why people are coming at you. You have to understand that.
Anything about you don't plan a funeral if you don't know, like seriously. So yeah, cremated people can get buried. My grandma was cremated and buried. If you want to be cremated and buried, you can. Sometimes people are cremated and entombed in a mausoleum. Sometimes people can be, their ashes can be spread and grow as a tree. There's like, I saw underwater, it's like, what do you call it? A scuba underwater cremation thing, where it's like underwater cremation. That is really, I didn't know they cremate you underwater, but yeah, there's You can be buried in a casket. You can be, there's so many things they can do with you, like your ashes and stuff, per your request, of course. Yeah, my forehead bent in the woods. Default, do you have receipts? I want you to show me an actual receipt, like a receipt that you get at Wendy's or a receipt that you get at McDonald's, not just some video of me shopping. I want you to, because unless you have access to the GoFundMe, you can't call me a liar unless you know for sure I pulled money out of GoFundMe. You can't be spreading that information, because you know what that's called? Defamation. You know what defamation is? Lawsuits. You could get sued for saying that I'm scamming people, and I'm pretty sure you don't want me to sue you for my brother's burial money. You shouldn't be spreading information unless you have everything, which you probably don't. So, okay, let's not be spreading misinformation like that. And it's not misinformation; it's defamation. You could get sued, and if you think it's funny, it won't be funny when you get served papers. I wouldn't be laughing. LMFAO.
Suing, you're not gonna sue random people on the internet. It's super hard to do that. It's super hard to just sue random people. That's why people have a hard time doing it, because you have to like subpoena websites. So you would probably have to like subpoena TikTok, which is a difficult task to do, right? And then you'd have to find out who like poop shit farter 69 is. It's like, you don't know who the fuck that is. They're not going to be able to trace who that is.